Next up, let's have a look at the effect of the Human Rights Parliamentary Scrutiny Act 2011, which is a Commonwealth piece of legislation. So there are two processes outlined in this act, and one of them is the requirement of a statement of compatibility to accompany all proposed legislation, and another is the establishment of a Parliamentary Joint Committee on Human Rights. So we've got to have this idea that all of the legislation that we have in society has to be compatible with other rights, other parts of society, other legislation that already exists. So that's where the statement of compatibility is providing that assessment of the compatibility of that legislation with the rights and freedoms recognized that in the other human rights treaties that Australia has ratified. So in Australia, we've got 7 human rights treaties that we've ratified. The intention behind this is that those that restrict or interfere with the human rights that are recognized in those other treaties will be flagged for reconsideration and possibly amendment as well. So again, this is that idea of compatibility of things that already exist needing to align with anything that is being proposed to be introduced. You can't just introduce everything without considering what's already there. And then the PJCHR has a gatekeeping role. So this is the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Human Rights. So it has to examine bills, legislative instruments, and acts to look at the compatibility with human rights. And it also conducts inquiries into any human rights related issues that the Attorney General refers to it. So the whole idea of this is it's ensuring that when the Parliament is developing policy and legislation, human rights are always considered in the decisions that are made. So when we look at the title of this act, it's about parliamentary scrutiny. So it's about keeping the government accountable, making sure that we've got that compatibility, we've got that oversight, so everything is working together cohesively rather than having contrasts between different things that are introduced.